So first question is, did you manage 80-20, right? Did the coach, all coaches give a thumbs up? Others can come on video. Some of you are not on video if you can.
But
So
I'm having FOMO now because I'm getting such wonderful feedback from these people about the mentoring and the experience. I am like, oh my God, I missed out on something awesome.
Yes, you missed it out, Shweta.
so 80-20 everyone? Yeah, sure. By the way, did you look at, did you know what we discussed at the beginning? Did you go beyond what the client is saying, what the client is communicating, into the who the client is? See, that definition is still that I want all of you to reflect on. Just the four parts of it. Sorry, I'll just share it once again. So that is the second thing. Did you look at the client in its totality? Now you're not distracted by those gross shift in body language or other stuff, right? Second, I mean, a couple of pointers I want to give based on my hopping around. Then I'll also request Srinath to come in. One, I didn't see that 80 to that eye contact. See, on Zoom also you have to figure a way to look into the camera, right? Like today this morning I had two sessions. What I do is I minimize the photograph, bring it right under the camera so that I am looking at the person, and also the client feels that I'm looking at the camera, right? Client gets my eye contact. So Zoom you can, and don't look around when you're thinking of questions. See, thinking of questions means you're not listening, you're not present. If you have to think to ask what to ask, or even if you have to look around and take a minute or a few seconds also, then you're not fully listening, you're not present. So the magical test for powerful questioning as a competency. And Srinath, me, Swami, and all, we had powerful questioning as a competency. The question should just come to you. You don't need to think of a question, even evaluate the question. The question that comes to you in that moment, based on your presence and what the client is saying and listening, will always be in the service of the client. So eye contact is something that I didn't see. I saw one case of being directional, right? Giving input kind of a thing. That is a strict no. However tempting the situation is to give a solution, no, you can't. Yeah, these are few of my observations. Srinath, anything you want to add based on your general observations for the benefit of the group?
Yeah, one thing I noticed was that it's good to do exploration after you look at 3.4, right? When you say address and resolve, and then exploration after that could give you a lot more inputs as to how you want to progress the conversation, right? And then progress toward learnings and then actions. So that's one thing, because exploration happened much before that, and that probably went all around the place, the discussion. Again, one thing as Subash talking about, if you do good listening, you pick up the words which the client used, right? And then explore on that. The third one is about pauses. Just wait for a couple of seconds before you ask the next question. There's a lot more impact on the coaching, right? Next is about asking whether, for example, I had in my one of the sessions I was in, someone asked that, are we on the right track? So almost to the end of the session. Good to ask this as a midpoint question, right? Not at the 39th minute. So just keep note of these small things. I'm sure you'll become great coaches.
So, just to build on that point, Srinath, thanks for that. third recording of ACC which comes to me, and I know many of you are on the threshold. See, the question should not be asked just to tick the marker. That is totally coach-centric. That is very unfair to the client. So you're taking are we on track? Asking at the fag end means that you remembered that I have not asked this and you're asking, this is absolutely good example of a coach-centric questioning. Let it go. Don't ask at that point of time. If it did not come earlier to you, right? But just to build on that, we have a responsibility to keep the conversation on track, on time, cover all the three critical components of goal setting, exploration, and action. Yeah, and you have to do all the CC3 sub-markers and all the 9 CC8 sub-markers. And still you have to, cover the CC7. There should be some awareness, no? Otherwise, the client is not paying you just to talk. The client is paying you with time and energy, if not money, because client wants a new awareness. So as Srinath rightly pointed out, it has to come from CC 3.4, then exploration. Only that will lead to awareness, however reflective that client is. Yeah, so Swami, the way we plan this is we pick up one competency every session, and today we went back to our good old days. We said I was sharing with them. We used to start with CC the listening competency, now 6. So instead of then somewhere, now we do CC3 and CC8. So I said we'll go back to CC6. Some inputs from you on listening. I gave some opening comments. And the beauty of this platform, Shweta, is they get to hear, like some of them are, I can see Gayatri and others are not, being mentored by Swami. Right? You get to hear from Swami, you get to hear from Srinath. By the way, those of you who don't know, Srinath was our first ACC, 2000, I think 14 or 15, the very first ACC. Yeah, so yeah, over to you, Swami. Some input, your take on from the practical experience. He is in Dubai coaching, by the way. Yeah.
Thank you, Subash. Good evening, everyone. My apologies, first of all, for joining late. I just finished a client assignment which got over at 6:30 and I was rushing. In fact, I rushed it at 6 and I came. So quickly, one of the things I always have looked at listening as a competency is I have always looked at it uh, going alongside with presence. So that's something that I have always felt which is there. And one of the areas that I've always spoken with people like Sundar, people like Ranjani and all that, or Nirmal, these are people whom I have met. And I have always mentioned that presence, if you take it to a actionable presence, which is presencing, is where our listening happening. Yeah, so which is what you read from Theory U book by Otto Schommer. So he says presencing. There is no dictionary word there, but how do we demonstrate presencing? And let me tell you, as I'm speaking, I'm not talking from a mentor point of view. I'm talking from a learner point of view. That it is a struggle for me as I'm speaking. Yeah, it's not like I'm talking as if I have claimed the Mount Everest and I'm speaking on the top. I'm still in the journey. And even this evening, when the last session was going on, I was on the clock and wanting to leave at 6. So will the driver come for my pickup? All that keeps happening on the back of your mind. So your presencing is lost. And when your presencing is lost, your listening is lost. Yeah. So if you look at it from an actionable skill, uh, then it's something which can easily be ticked. But if you look at it along with presence as a competency, then like what Subash always keeps referring, and I like that it is moving from doing to being. Yeah? And if we do that, if we move from that doing to being, is when our listening happens at a very deep level. And those, and if you read the definition of listening in ICF, that's what it also says. Yeah. So how can we get into a being stage when we are listening? And one of the tip that Srinath spoke a few minutes ago, which was very good. You know, one of the ways in which we all can demonstrate that we are listening well is pausing for a few seconds before we ask the next question. In fact, today I was with a client, and I can't take the name of the client in a public forum. Subash knows all my clients in Dubai. So the vice chairman of the company, I was somebody who's reporting to the vice chairman I'm currently coaching. This vice chairman is going to be the chairman of the company in the next few minutes, in the new few months. And very interesting thing that I heard. The vice chairman has never been through an ICF, PCC, ACC, and all that. So one of the things that the subordinate who I coach was mentioning to me, he's at a very senior level. He says, our vice chairman, one of the things that we always see in him is he always asks a question to me a few seconds after I'm done with what I'm supposed to answer. And not only that, he picks up what I have spoken, and his question is always based on what I have spoken as the last sentence. I said, where is ICF coming in there? He is not an ICF coach, but just look at it as to how somebody can become a great leader by demonstrating that, which is what Srinath was also talking a few minutes ago. So that's all I thought I should add to what Subash was asking. Thank you, Subash. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you. So it works, right? It's a critical skill. It's a foundational skill. And, whether we are experienced coaches here, like some of us, or in the early stage, that's an area that all of us need to build the muscle. Yeah. So, Shweta, any logistics for the next session? Over to you.
I think we'll decide quicker this time what the next competency is going to be, which we'll announce as soon as maybe before the weekend. And I'll request everyone to please register again. We are still working out the logistics, but as of now, we will require you to register again. And we are requesting more of our mentor coaches. We're very grateful to Srinath, Swami, you, Subash, for being here for all of us, and Mani also for joining in for whatever little time he could. It was short notice. So I think it's a huge, like I said, space, and I really missed out on being one of the mentored students here. But I'm also very happy that we could do this. And thanks to Subash for actually taking the initiative and pushing it, like, let's do it. So hope to see you guys again next week. We hope to be doing better, maybe some more ideas, and any other feedback that you have, feel free to reach out to me, text me, call me, whatever. I'm here. Anything else that you think we could put in place that would work better, I'm here. So thank you. That's it.
Once again, thanks everyone for joining and staying on. Thanks, Swami, Srinath, and Mani. Yeah,
Thank
see
you.
you next week.
Thank
Take care.
you.